I think we're about to go. I was going to say we should show the outside camera, but here goes the wild Compo.
It's time to unload the cargo. In case you have aviator sunglasses, you might want to use them. Enjoy the wild Compo!
Now, I'm also interested in how that is that going to be tilted up or what the hell?
Yes, it will be put vertical when it comes to that time.
Right, okay.
Okie dokie then. Entry number 1, Reading in Between the Lines by Moliv.
4 megabyte executable music for the SNES.
If we're talking about new people and how people get in the scene, it's my turn to tell you about Moliv after this.
Yes, absolutely. And it's pronounced Moliv, not Mo-Live.
Yeah, definitely Moliv.
Have you ever seen the stars at night? They sit so calmly way up there. They provide us with their wonderful light. But poor people, they don't care. Have you ever seen the way the birds make the shapes of your wildest dreams, floating above the sky below? No one really ever seems to know, but the stars, they still glow. Well-dressed foreigners give the bad news to coroners before the day ends. Online doctors remedy that will shock her, reading in between the lines. Side to side. Do they know that their legs are tired from all the outcomes they have tried? Have you ever seen the news at 6? They never seem to get it right. A full day working on their act. Guess I'll have to scrap all that. But the dogs, they still wag. Broken records, rugby headlines from 84, even today. Shrink-wrapped apples seem to cause all the troubles, reading in between the lines. They don't care. High grade tumblers spin as people shout wonders. drag the country down with them from the rooftops. More than 3 mil come to rescue the princess, reading in between the lines. Reading in between the lines. Reading in between the lines.
Nice. Running on the SNES with a super accelerator chip. That was an extra chip that went in the cart, if I remember. Frankie will know more than me. Number 2, Gartencast by Parocion.
Okay, too.
Parocion, sorry.
Yeah, I Frankie can pronounce it. I can't. 1094 bytes, 16 layers, party coding. Didn't manage to finish the planned Nintendo DS demo, so have this instead.
Fucking Telepsy Wi-Fi for not working.
Yeah. Yep. So there we go.
Yep, that was Gartencast, Parocion. Do you reckon that was that for Blueberry's chessboard competition?
No, I don't think so. I think
Okay.
just, yeah.
IMFC disc by Desire. World's first music disc for the IBM Music Feature Card.
The what now?
Yeah, this might be Scali if I remember.
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll have to check with Frankie on this hardware as well.
Yeah.
so happy we got to hear the Space Harrier implementation. That I really, really like that tune, and I liked that rendition of it. That was fantastic.
IMFC, that's basically an IBM feature music card. Not a Gravis, not an Adlib. Weathertron 3000 by Epileptic.
Just one of those weather station arenos, which, oh my, weather station areno. That was a great game.
This is a small town where everybody knows everybody else is their business. When a couple of strangers start snooping around, word travels fast.
So
that's a first release. Sweet.
So that's what it was. I've seen it right down here in front of us.
Oh, it is here, is it?
Yeah.
I know one of the guys who worked on Thimbleweed Park, actually. I'll have to show him that.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell him
Number 5, Sanfte Landung by Cryrevolt.
Core boot. Yes. No OS, no GL, no libc, no floats, no audio. He tried, but yes. Core. Okay, I'll explain this. This is awesome. I was hoping we would get this shit.
If there's no audio, you may as well explain.
Okay, so basically, Core Boot is it's basically a replacement BIOS for your machines.
Yeah.
So this is running on the hardware. This is, for those of you that had Atari STs or Amigas, this is your boot block. And this is a program that runs with no OS, so you just basically, oh, nice. Yeah. That is the raw thing. So that is your, there's very little bit of loading, you just put it in there and then you've got complete control over the entire machine.
Yeah, disadvantage, of course, is you've got very little space.
Well, you've got as much as you can generate in RAM.
Pretty much. Number 6, Picobello by Nuance. This is presumably on the Pico.
Yeah, multi-cartridge music disc on Pico 8. Therefore, no sharing of the Pico's maximum of patterns instruments between the tracks was necessary. Because of using multiple cartridges in this production, it has to be released within a wild compo.
Yeah, oh well. Picobello by Nuance there on the Pico 8.
Pico 8 is getting a
another-
lot of stuff. Yeah.
Entry number 7, Demos on the Wall by Sofaritse of Haxar. Is this a lead matrix one? Is this one of the ones on the stage?
No, I
No.
don't. That's 32 by 32. That's a bit smaller than
Yeah,
that.
tiny bit. Well, it could be
Also,
big leads.
it says played live on Volca beats and Uno synth. So I'm wondering what exactly this is going to be. The played live on Volca beats and Uno synth pocket operator. Okay, so yeah, this. Okay, there's our thing. That was very nice. I also like that tunnel thing it appears to be using splines rather than.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a bit of beat to the pult we heard there?
I did say that.
Entry number 8, Club Asm by Decadence.
Demo for the iPhone. 95% UI kit.
Yeah, that's
And-
the iOS user interface library.
And core animation along with some scene kit.
Okay, so maybe Assembly does have some demos in it. But it has to be on the iPhone because that's all the kids look at these days.
I'm just happy we have an invite. We have had several years where we didn't have an invite. Revision 2019 in the Hurry by Flush. Nintendo Switch intro created at the party. Yes, we had an invite. Yes.
Yeah, you can get quite a lot on Nintendo Switch these days. Milky Tracker, graphics, Doom.
And yeah, it does have HDMI out if you plug it into the space station. Yeah.
Entry number 10, White Ale in Benin by Matt Current.
Wait a minute, by Matt Current?
Yep.
Okay. Now I know. Now I know what this is. I am looking forward to this a great deal. Seriously, yo, babe, that fucking ruled. Also, getting Steiner in there, hell yes. Okay.
White Ale in Benin by Matt Current.
Damn fine demo. Yes, folks, Pico 8 is a fantastic platform to do stuff on.
Yeah.
Just get ready. Trasidio by TRSI und Work. Self-built polyphonic all radio tube thing.
Operated with Drehwerk present the Trasidio, and that's another first.
Test. 1, 2, 3. Meine Damen, meine Herren, willkommen auf der Revision 1919 in der kürzlich erbauten Elektromotorenzentrale. Die TRSI-Radiowerke sind stolz darauf, Ihnen ein elektroakustisches Musikinstrument mit neuen, vielen Klangfarben präsentieren zu können. Gebaut mit höchstem wissenschaftlichen und handwerklichem Geschick aus nicht weniger als 35 hochmodernen Elektronenröhren. Lehnen Sie sich bitte zurück und genießen Sie die Vorstellung. Trasidio is a polyphonic sound synthesizer. It has 6 oscillators with parametric filters and envelopes, plus 1 noise channel. The audio chain is all tube, so there are no semiconductors, chips, transistors or whatsoever in the high voltage path. We are only touching the control grids of the tubes, because touching plates would be lame. It would make the sound fake. And so the result will be a pure vacuum tube sound generated only by tubes. Some of the tubes are older than you and have been reborn in the heart of this Frankenstein device. Once powered up, it's coming back to life, analog and unpredictable, with its own soul. What you are about to hear is the sound coming directly from Trasidio. There is no effect whatsoever added on top. Just the pure magic of 35 hot glowing vacuum tubes. If you want to check the monster out in person, come to our table and check it out.
I know Movix since 20 years now, and there's one thing you can be sure of. If he says, I want to build that thing, then you will see the real thing. It's gonna happen. And in July 2018, he asked me if I could help him with a little bit of a MIDI driver, because he has not so much experience with the MIDI stuff. And he asked me which CPU to use. So I decided immediately for using ARM Cortex M3 CPU. And Movex built a custom board made with that CPU and 32 digital analog converters. And I was like, are you nuts? 32 DACs? That's ridiculous. And he said, oh, this is a full analog synthesizer. And you are doing the MIDI job, now this is your problem. So we started the project, and yeah, a tube synth is a big problem if it's coming to safety. It's the holy cow of engineering, because if you touch the wrong wires, then there is 500 volts inside, the tubes are very old devices. Trasidio is literally giving tubes a new birth, and Movex did it in less than 1 year. That's awesome.
Hello, this is Trasidio, and it works, bitches. And yes, I was chosen to do some music on this kind of sound expander, and this was quite a hard task to do because this is a beast. It has living spirits inside, and it's hard to tame because the tuning will go all over the place just within seconds, and you got a very short time frame to get your phrases done to actually have some kind of music in the end.
Yeah, that was
Oh my God.
that was amazing.
No time to talk. Let the sun shine in your heart by Vacuum.
A brand new release on the Pokemon Mini.
This is going to be the
This is going to take a while. I will try to give you some, hopefully not so boring information. My name is Scamp, and wenn noch nicht anfangen, erst muss unplugged werden.
It's not a Pokemon Mini.
Yes, so
Pokemon Maxi.
as you have seen these
Pokemon
days,
fucking
quite a lot of
enormous.
people are doing releases on LED stripes. It's a new craze. You can get them really, really cheaply from China. Last year we bought 16 of those ordered from China. And the nice thing about these beasts is that they have a small chip on it, which allows you to control each individual LED. Each LED consists of RGB and white separately, so it's 32 bits, and it's basically, if at the front it's pulse coding, if you put in a byte at the beginning, the first LED will use this byte and pass on the next byte, ignore it, and this way you can address all of these stripes. So originally we tried to play around with a microcontroller, and it was clear that any microcontroller is not fast enough for this. So what the guys did is they started doing an FPGA. An FPGA is a reprogrammable CPU where you can basically create your own CPU, and it's pretty much brain fuck. Because unlike normal code, in an FPGA all of your code runs at the same time. Yeah, so everything you do, you cannot just say A plus B equals whatever. everything happens at the same time. So I've seen the code, and it was a nightmare. So we designed this FPGA, and the next thing was, okay, what is going to host the FPGA? And as some of you may know, I'm the founder of Nerdherschaft and WIPNet. So what we did is we stole one of these beautiful WIPNet routers, which is also used to power the internet connection here, took out the modem parts and put in the FPGA. So the FPGA now is hosted inside a router. So this could potentially be the world's first router-based demo. The router itself has an ARM v7 CPU. It's really, really shitty. Costs $12. Sorry for giving those. We sell these routers for 2,000 euros, and it has a $12 CPU. But CPU is quite crappy, and this is not a where's the smoke coming from? Where is that smoke coming from? What is going on there, George? Okay, it was just some fucking idiot turning on the ace. So, yeah, a lot of people these days do single LED stripes, and we wanted to do 96. This is because at some techno festival I saw these things used to create nice effects, and this is actually what you're going to see here is just a proof of concept. It's not meant to be used as a screen. It's meant, for example, to be used as a tunnel. It will be used as a tunnel with fog inside and traps, dead traps at Underground Conference. And in total, just assembling all these stripes has taken about 2 to 3 man weeks. And yeah, it was a fucking amount of work. Unassembling these cables, there are, I think, something like 400 of these that you all have to plug in and plug out. That's happening right now. So what's the status over there? Everything's unplugged? Okay. Okay, so... Yeah, yes, actually it costs, we spent a lot of money on it. That's actually true, but it was fun. So it's a proof of concept, and we are going to use it for a couple of effects in the future. So we finished this on Thursday, and bro wanted to bring it here and noticed that it doesn't fit through any fucking door because it's 10 by 4 meters. And it also doesn't fit in any car, so we actually had to rent a truck to bring it here. So these LEDs, they are actually quite bright. So at this point, I will give you a warning, and if any of you has any epilepsy problems, please turn around. If you don't have any epilepsy problems, you will have after the entry. Why is that? Because this thing, at the maximum brightness, which we are not going to use, it is about 6 kilowatts of LED power. So it does really hurt looking at it. It does really hurt, and it's also a little bit dangerous. So because these LED stripes are on 5 volts, but have to drive a lot of power, you see these gigantic cables here. We have tons of these. And by the way, why is nothing happening? I should give you the sign. I should give you the sign. The sign. Please go on stage. Give these guys a hand, the organizers who will kill themselves now. Do it slow and gentle. Don't step on the cables. Yeah. So on each of these wires, there is 30 amps of power, and yeah, if you short circuit it, it does burn quite nicely. So that's why it's important that these guys don't do any short circuits here while doing this. Yeah, these are really brave men. Kudos. So, maybe Kebby should sing something. It will take a couple more minutes. So what we've created here out of these LED stripes, and again, this is just a proof of concept, is a 300 by 448 pixels. So it's quite low res. And Bero has implemented talking to the FPGA from the ARM host CPU and actually got OpenGL running on it. He started working on this on Thursday, so that was the first time that we could power on this thing. So it's kind of a party prod. Again, a proof of concept. And of course, if this thing now burns down, I think that's also an interesting entry. But we are extremely positive that it will not kill anybody. As I'm out of text, any questions while we are waiting? Do I like what?
Pain.
Yes, I do like. I'm actually the definition of pain. Yes, I want everybody else to have pain. That's. So are there more technical questions which? So the nearest exits are over there and over there, and if you think that life is a misery, yeah, and you cannot enjoy it anymore, just touch 2 of these cables at the same time. The 30 amps will help. Highly recommended. As I originally said, a microcontroller is not fast enough to power more than 4, maybe 16 lines because of this pass-on the byte thing. Well, actually it's 32 bits. So it has brightness, 3 bytes RGB and bright. And with the FPGA, we actually can drive this thing with 200 Hertz. Sadly, the host CPU is not able to do it, so we will be running at about 30 Hertz, but that will still should be enough to significantly hurt you. To the left and to the right. Okay. Wegen den Grünen, die dürfen sich berühren, aber nicht zu. So the thing is actually weatherproof. So the idea is that you can actually use it at a party as a roof, yeah, or as Underground Conference, as said, you could do it as a tunnel that you have to walk through, and yeah. Really, really slowly. Try to get it close to each other without breaking the green boxes. Perfectionist. Not much better. So, okay. So the thing is actually plug and play because it uses solar power connectors. It's just that it's quite a lot of plug and play. Huh? No, not the company. Bero did the. Don't worry, this is just the FPGA. If you power it on, that's a good sign. That's a very good sign. Yeah. Any final technical questions? Because soon we should be ready.
Can you play Quake on it?
Not yet, but actually Bero promised, and we will see. So the CPU has a really fucking bad GPU in it, a Mali, and he promised that he will get Shader Toy to run on it. We'll see. And so can I get a status update on there? If anyone has any flashlights, we need some light back there. Yeah, man. If anyone wants to bring some beer for the organizers, Man requested it. Okay, we have light here, very good. So it could be any minute or any hour now. So this thing is actually fed by, as said, it's a total of up to 6 kilowatts. So what we first do is we transform the AC current with a total of 8 AC-DC converters with 600 watts each down to 12 volts, so we can actually run it through some cables. And then on the last mile, we convert this again down to 5 volts, and there it's then 30 amps, so that's really painful. Good, that actually fail. So, fire extinguisher. La la la. So I hope we invite everybody to do nice effects and demos on LED stripes. I hope we are setting a new standard today. I think we are ready to go. Yeah. Can you turn off the light? And yeah, I guess here we go. Enjoy.
Let the sunshine in your heart.
Okay, and as you just said, Trevor, all that for a goddamn invite.
Yes, all that for a freaking A. Hello, I'm Scamp. Come to my party, except nobody's invited. I'm going to just bring a truck with all this crap in it, and I'm just going to put it up on the screen. And, you know, come to my party, you're not invited.
Unsurprisingly, that was the last one.
Next couple starting in a few minutes. Let's give the guys a few minutes to take that stuff down.